Natalie Bennett, leader of the Green Party, thank you for joining us. Looks like it could be a good night for the Greens. We're hearing Bristol West is close. How do you assess the day and the evening so far?
Well, I think this is really, going to cap an excellent election campaign for the Green Party. We've seen membership of the Green Party in the past year more than quadruple. We've seen a situation where we've got onto the leader debates. We've been part of the national debate in the way that we've really never been before. And it looks like at this stage of the evening that our national vote's going to treble or possibly even quadruple. Brighton Pavilion hasn't declared yet and is probably still quite some hours away, but it definitely looks like Caroline Lucas is back, having been a brilliant MP for the past 5 years, and hopefully we'll be sending Darryl Hall to join her from Bristol West.
And sum up your campaign for Holborn and St Pancras.
Well, when I started this campaign for Holborn and St Pancras, I said that I had a mountain to climb, and we haven't declared the results yet, but I've scaled some way up the side of that. There's still some way to go, but it's been a really exciting campaign, and particularly today on the streets, just outside Kentish Town Tube, in polling stations. What was really encouraging was so many young people and so many first-time voters of all ages who really had felt enthused by the Green Party campaign, really enthused by the Green message. And of course wanted lots and lots of selfies.
Of course they did. The Green message, it's starting to filter to the other parties. People are cottoning on, the other parties are cottoning on to the fact that people are going green, listening to your policies and interested in what you're doing. Is that intensely flattering, seeing some of your policies perhaps being adopted, although they probably would never admit it, but perhaps being adopted by some of the other major parties?
Well, I think it's sad to say that certainly after 5 years of the greenest government ever, we haven't seen too many Green Party policies, certainly in the environmental side of things, being adopted. And I think in terms of, if you look at things like bringing the railways back into public hands, making the minimum wage a living wage, excuse me, and £10 an hour minimum wage by 2020, what we've seen really is the Labour Party adopting a kind of, halfway house, or not even that far down the road, edging its way towards our policies. And I think that sort of halfway house, that lack of real passion, lack of real commitment, lack of values and principles in the Green in the Labour Party message, the principles and values that are in the Green Party messages, I think that really, has actually told this evening.
We know from the BBC exit poll that the Conservatives on 316, Labour some way behind. Conservatives still not got the majority. What would you do if they came knocking on your door, if they were desperate to get up to that 326, couldn't quite do it with the Lib Dems? What would the Green Party do?
Well, I think they're probably unlikely to become knocking on our door, because we've made it very, very clear right through this campaign that we'll do all we possibly can to keep a Tory government out of power. Austerity has been a failed, disastrous model that's meant making the poor, the disadvantaged and the young pay for the errors and the fraud of the bankers. And that's utterly the wrong direction of travel. So we'll be doing everything we possibly can to ensure that we don't have a Tory government.
Excellent. Quick chat on Hampstead and Kilburn. I've met your candidate, Dr. Rebecca Johnson, and actually within the local area you did well in the local elections as well. So there is a drive to green in this area. Sum up Rebecca for us. Tell us a little bit about her.
Well, Rebecca has a very long history as a campaigner on peace issues and anti-nuclear weapons issues. She's been an excellent campaigner and really run a really excellent campaign in Hampstead and Kilburn. And I think she's really got the Green message out on those issues, but also on things like social justice and really the indivisibility of social and environmental justice. The fact that we currently in Britain collectively are living as though we've got 3 planets. We've only got 1 planet. We have to cut back our environmental resources. But when so many people are struggling to put food on the table, keep a roof over their head, at the same time, we have to rebalance our society.
Quick one, final one, the BBC exit poll. What surprised you most about that?
Well, I think, first of all, we've got to be absolutely clear about that's still the exit poll. We've still got, hundreds and hundreds of results to come in. They're going to be individual results. So I think, let's actually, we've only got a few hours to go before we actually get real results. So let's not have too much speculation about that. But it's very clear, I think, that, a lot of pollsters are going to be asking themselves tomorrow morning, the days after, whether the population actually shifted or whether the pollsters got it wrong. There is lots of surprising results there, but I think one of the clear things is that Scotland really has gone very firmly anti-austerity. Scotland really is showing that it has very different politics to the rest of the UK, and I think we're certainly heading into really interesting times. But one of the really key things is that the first past the post electoral system is very clearly past its sell-by date. If you look at Westminster, we haven't had significant reform since women got the vote. That was in 1918. We're coming up to the centenary of that, so it's well past time that we actually started to create an electoral system fit for the 21st century.
Excellent campaign thought there for 2018, starting to bed in for the future already. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.